every day we're surrounded by silent threats that we don't know about, and they may be impinging on our capacity to be awake and alert. One such threat I want to share with you today about that you need to be aware about. Now, you may be one of those people that's already aware that eating sugars is not good for you. You may be resorting to healthy alternatives. Well, we already know that eating too much sugar is addictive to the brain, and the brain goes into an ecstasy and into a dopamine reaction and then into a crash. We also know that artificial sweeteners create a sense of satisfaction, but the satisfaction isn't coming. So we come into a cycle of needing more and more stimulation because our brain isn't getting what it was promised. Now, there is one silent danger that I want you to be aware of. See, when we are told that something is very healthy for us, we consume it because everybody is telling us it is good. Did you know that, for example, not everybody can handle stevia, and that as a matter of fact, the brain goes into somewhat of a foggy response in many people, whereas we think it is the healthy alternative because it has no calories and it tastes sweet and it makes us feel good, or so we think. But who is checking whether suddenly the memory loss, the words that you cannot remember, the details that you had at your fingertips maybe some other decade, but now you don't, is maybe not due to age, but actually due to what you ingest? Now, how many times have you thought to question what you're being told is safe to eat, just long enough for you to test what is actually good for you? So I invite you to do some research. For example, one such study came to me through the renowned Dr. Bob Beck. He was working training the CIA in remote viewing. Now, that's the ability to see things at a distance. So he got these people to see and read documents at a distance, getting some secrets from the enemy that maybe they shouldn't have, or other governments didn't want them to have access to. However, one afternoon, they went to an Italian restaurant and all ate different things. The next day, when they were tested to go back into their ability to see things at a distance, they failed. What had they eaten at the Italian restaurant? One person ate lasagna, the other spaghetti, the other one had soup, the third one or fourth one had a salad. What was the common ingredient? The common ingredient all of them had consumed was garlic. Little did we know that garlic can reduce our ability to focus our mind onto specific brainwave frequencies. See, what the CIA had discovered, or what Bob Beck had trained the CIA in, is to tune to the Earth's magnetic field, 7.83 hertz to be precise. But when they consumed garlic, they no longer had the ability to tune their brain at will. Garlic has sulfite hydroxyl in it that crosses the blood brain barrier, much like other sweeteners, even monk fruit or other natural sweeteners do. They cross through the blood brain barrier that is supposed to keep the food out of our brain and our brain safe. Now, in Italy, they used to eat garlic cloves when they saw uh, things they didn't want to see, like a ghost or something, right? They ate a piece of garlic and then it was vanishing because their brains could no longer perceive things at a finer frequency dimension. Very tricky. However, Bob Beck got all of his CIA students to stop eating garlic. And he told us every time he saw me or my husband eating anything Italian with a salad dressing, he said, "Did you read the label? I am sure it has garlic in it, so stop eating it." Now, we know that garlic can be good to stimulate the immune system, is bad for bacteria. Some people even put a clove of garlic in their feet or an onion over their ear for earaches. As medicine, it is good to know what to eat, when to eat it. But as a permanent solution, artificial sweeteners, even the ones that we think are good, can wreak havoc on our brains and our ability to focus our attention with precision. Now, if we are interested in being able to manifest at will, if we want to be able to create a good life, a harmonious life, and be able to manifest things at will. We need to be able to focus our mind at will and create a gravitational vortex through our focus. Now, late astronaut Edgar Mitchell once was put into a think tank, and they discussed with all the higher minds what is consciousness. And what they came up with is to say eventually thought is gravitational fields. They actually ascribed thought the power of gravity, which, if you watch any of my other videos or read my books or my husband's books, that is what we talk about, how we generate gravitational fields. So I invite you to consider checking what you eat. Reduce the items, even if they're said to be really good for you, and see how it affects you. Just give it some time to be without. Then check how it is when you do eat it. The same thing applies to eating eggs or milk products or meats. See what happens to you when you drop certain things out and give it a month and see what things improve. Many people do not know that even garlic or some healthy stevia could interfere with the focus of your mind. If you are on the path to creating powerful changes with your consciousness and you wish to create clarity and beauty around you, I urge you to experiment and find out what really works for you. Thank you for having been here. I hope to see you another time in one of my classes.